All right. So, good morning, everyone. So, today we're going to work on some of the things I learned at a workshop about core and spinal stability. So, I'm super excited about that. And we'll just see where we go and see how our bodies are feeling. Ideally, if you have a blanket or a towel, and you're able to do just a little bit of sliding, that's awesome. If not, don't worry about it because there's ways around that. And you'll need a couple blocks for sure. So we're going to start on our backs. And I want you to take one of your blocks and place it between your thighs. And then just have the other one where you can grab it in just a little while. And come onto your backs. So the block is between your thighs, but I don't want you to worry about squeezing it or anything. And you can decide if it should be narrow or second width. Just see what feels good to you this morning. And then allow the shoulders to come down toward the floor. Maybe your hands rest on your belly, your legs are bent, your knees are bent, obviously, your feet are on the floor. And with your hands on your lower belly, I just want you to start by breathing, right? Just simple, not just breathing, but the awareness that you are breathing, because we breathe all day. But I just want you to become aware of the inhale and the exhale. And as you're laying on the floor, if your head happens to drop way back, maybe you have a bit of rounding in the upper spine, maybe something low underneath your head, like your blanket or a little pillow or a little towel, nothing too big. Make sure you're not tucking your chin. But just notice if you can get the chin level, the back of the neck long, the shoulders down toward the floor. And feel the in breath, maybe the belly expands up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, it draws back down toward the floor. Inhaling, nice deep breath. And exhaling. And then again, a simple counted breath. We've been doing this little bits here and there, but I want you to count up to the number 4 on your inhale and maybe pause for 2 to 4 count at the top and then slow exhale to the count of 4. So start and just experiment. How does it feel to breathe in, count of 4, and pause at the top and exhale it out. Inhaling. And exhaling. And at your own pace and your own count, good. 2 more rounds right here. And then come back to normal yogic breathing. And with your knees still bent, I want you to squeeze the block between your thighs. Just, 20, 30%. Keep it simple for now. And let go of the squeeze. Good. Squeeze it in. And exhale it out. Good. Squeeze in. And exhale. Squeeze it in. And exhale. Last one. Hold. Squeeze the block. Don't hold your breath. activating those inner thighs. You should feel that. If you don't, just take your hands to your inner thighs, right? And feel that nice muscle contraction. And then just lift your heels and lower. Keep squeezing the block. Just lift and lower, lift and lift. You got it. Just keep going. I'm not even going to count here. Warming up the calf muscles. Big breath. Keep going. That's it. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep squeezing your block. And 1. Maybe walk the feet out just a little bit and then lift your toes. Good. And squeeze up. Yep. I'm not going to count for a while. I'll figure it out. We're doing about 20 of these. Now, these probably feel a little bit harder. They do for most people. We're activating the fronts of the shins, right? Those shin muscles. Squeeze them up. You got it. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake it out. Grab your other block and just rest it in your hands and then straighten your legs. That block between your thighs is still there. I'm going to take my narrow. And I want you to give that block a nice squeeze, all your toes pointing up to the ceiling. Feel yourself become very active and think again of mountain pose, right? So when we're standing in mountain pose, the legs are active, the feet are on the floor, the toes are all pointing in the same direction. And then we start to activate the legs, the hips, the glutes. The low belly tones in. Grab a hold of your block, take it straight over your head so it's pointing up to the ceiling. You're just holding it with your palms. And I do want you to be mindful of your shoulders. So squeeze your block and then take the top block halfway back. And then bring it up and down to your belly. Squeeze your leg block the whole time. Good. Bring it up and down. Bring it up. And notice what happens with your head, your neck. Try to keep that neutral. Breathe. If your shoulders allow, I want you to take the block down to the floor behind you and back up into your belly. Squeeze your leg block. Don't forget. Yeah, you got this. Good. And down. All the way overhead. And down. We've got 2 more right here. Take it all the way overhead, back down to your belly. Next time it's overhead, I want you to hold. Now you can rest the block on the floor if that feels okay, but maybe you take the block just a couple of inches off the floor. And then draw the shoulder blades down. Think again, mountain pose. You're standing on the floor with your arms overhead. You're not going to overly arch your back. So here's the core work already. Right? So we're tucking in through the belly. We're keeping the hips active. This ends up being a whole bunch of work for such a simple pose. And then take the block up, let it rest down at your belly, bend your knees and stop squeezing your block if you haven't already. Good. And then bring your knees to your chest, release your block off to the side. And start again, your feet are on the floor, and I want you to do just some simple pelvic tilts and tucks, but go a little bit slower so that when you tuck, when you're drawing the tailbone up and shortening from pubic bone to belly button, your whole back is pretty flat on the floor. And then slowly release until you go out to the sacrum and your lower back arches away from the floor. Good. A couple more right here. Just feel that movement as you work through your pelvis. Good. 1 more set. Tucking in nice and strong and then releasing. And then come to neutral. Find both hands at those front hip bones and straighten your right leg down to the floor. Once you straighten that, feel your hips. Try to keep them relatively even. And draw your left knee toward your chest. Now, the trick here, and this is really subtle, so you got to pay attention. What I'm trying to not do is round my back, tuck my pelvis, and draw my low back to the floor. Trying to keep it neutral. So ground through your right leg. Your left knee is only coming in as far as you can and keep the pelvis neutral. Maybe your hands just like hold on to your hips instead, and then push your left leg straight out and bring it in, but keep the pelvis neutral. This is a really interesting thing because so many times we bring our knee to our chest and we round our back. And today I just want us to work through the hip flexors. So we're keeping it neutral. We're keeping our backs out of it. Keep the right leg grounded, by the way. Good. Maybe one more, straighten the leg and draw it in. And then take the same left leg up to the ceiling. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, doesn't have to be high. Squeeze the lower belly in. You're still checking out your hips, seeing if they're even, and then lower that left leg all the way down to the floor. Good. Maybe shake out the legs. So here we are again. Our hands are on our hips. We're feeling those front hip bones, the assets bones, and then ground the left leg and draw the right knee up toward chest. And notice, when do you start to round, right? You go too far. Oh, there's that rounding. I want to keep it neutral, and then press the right leg straight out and bring it in. And notice, right? Lower belly is doing some work here. Keeping everything neutral, pressing the leg out, bringing it back in. Notice when you drop back into habit and you go too far. Good, couple more. Keep grounding through the left leg. Good, one more. Bring that knee in, feel the hips, they're still pretty even. The low belly engages, the right leg straightens up toward the ceiling. The left leg grounds down to the floor, and slowly lower it all the way to the floor. Good, bend both knees, both feet back on the floor. Just check out your back and then bring both knees into chest and feel the rounding. Good, and release your feet to the floor. One more little thing here, and then we're gonna move on. So we've done this again. Remember when we were playing with bridge pose, if you were in class. So we're gonna curl the tailbone, curl the sacrum. So sacrum is on the floor. Keep curling until the sacrum lifts off the floor. Curl until the lower back curls off the floor. Then the mid ribs, and you're in a small bridge pose. And then lower, tuck the mid ribs all the way down slow to the lower back, to the sacrum, the tailbone releases, and there's your back. Good, tuck again, squeeze in. We're gonna move through these a little quicker than usual. Lift up to your bridge, check out your feet, and then lower down again. Release all the way to the tailbone. Good, last one here. Curl slow, feel it. Tailbone lifts, sacrum lifts, lower back lifts, the ribs lift. We're back up on our shoulders, and then release all the way down. Nice job, everybody. Draw both knees to chest. Here comes the core work. Just so you know, no bathroom breaks. All right, so if you bring your knees to your chest, your belly's not working. You can feel it, right? It's nice and soft. I want you to take the legs to 90 degrees and feel your belly engage. And just check out where those knees are in space. They should either be pretty much directly above the hips. Some of you can move out a little bit more. That's more core work. But here's the secret. I want the pelvis tucked and the belly to press on the floor. Imagine we have our strap underneath our back, and I want you to feel that the entire time. Your arms can go in cactus position. If your lower back is giving you some grief, you are definitely putting your hands under your sacrum to give you a little bit more tuck and a little bit more support. You know who you are. I want you to be careful and gentle here. All right, so all of that, we're gonna heel tap. Now, when you heel tap, go slow enough that the other knee, alternate knee taps, the other knee does not come near your chest. Now, notice your lower back as you lower your heels, your low back wants to pop off the floor. We're not gonna let that happen. Squeeze in everything. Upper body is pretty chill, right? head, neck, shoulders, chest, all of that relaxing down to the floor. Keep re-engaging your belly and don't let your knee come too close to your chest. Good, keep it going. You've got it. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, release. You can bring your knees to your chest. See, I'm nice. You can do that. That's it, breathe. All right, back to 90 degrees, everybody. Squeeze the lower belly down to the floor. Press your lower back to the floor. Your arms are in cactus or they're under your sacrum to help support that. Keep both knees where they are. Tap one heel, same heel 10 times. 1, 2, 3, right? Working single side. 4, 5, come on. 6, don't go too fast, don't rock. 8, 9, and 10. Bring it up, hold, press down through your lower back, squeeze it all in, and let's go the other side. 1, 2. So we're taking the momentum out. Don't just swing the leg. There's a tiny pause. I am counting. I think that was 4 and 5. Woo. 6, squeeze. 7, 8. You got this. 9 and 10. Good. Release. Knees to belly. So the workshop that I did over the last couple of weekends was really good at simplifying what is needed to stabilize our core, our spine. And the basic message is you do the front of the body and you do the back of the body, and you work them both thoughtfully, right? Mindfully. All right, so last one here, you're back to 90 degrees. Want you to squeeze in, tuck that belly down to the floor, flatten your back. If what we just did was tough, go back to alternating knees and just keep those knees away from you. Otherwise, you're going to leave your left knee bent and straighten your right leg up to the ceiling. Now this gets challenging, so squeeze in and hold. Your arms are back to cactus if you can. You're going to lower your right leg maybe halfway down and reach it back up. Good, halfway down. Your other knee is not moving, right? It'll move a little, but think of the neutral pelvis, but also think of pressing your low back to the floor. Now, some of you've got nice strong core. You can lower that leg a little bit more. Just watch that bringing up. And if you can, exhale as that leg comes up. And breathe. Good, 3 more right here. Squeeze it up. Lower it down, squeeze. Good, last one right here, squeeze, bend your knee, circle out your ankles. And let's go right to the other side. Your right leg stays bent in that 90 degree. Make sure it's not too close to your chest. How do you know? Your belly got soft. So keep it away. The other leg straightens. It can stay slightly bent, by the way. And here we go, lower. And lift and lower. Woo. The side's either harder or I'm getting more fatigued. I'm not sure. Good, breathe. Keep squeezing that back down to the floor. And 4 and 5. You got it, everybody. Don't go too fast. Don't make it about momentum. Woo. 7, 8, 9, yep, almost there. And 10, bring it up, bring both knees to chest. Holy moly, that last few just got a little tricky. Good, and then just rock those hips side to side and shake out that back a little bit, maybe some nice knee circles here. Whew, good, and then roll over to your side. You're gonna need one of your blocks, so you might have to kind of get up and set one block at the end of your mat. And then lay down on your side and let your foot rest on your block. So again, this workshop, right, working with core work, we know now, and we've known for a while that it's never just the belly. It's the belly, it's the hips, it's the back, it's the inner thighs, it's all of that stuff. So just let your head come down. I may have to keep mine up from a little earbud standpoint, but then tuck the pelvis in. So what does that do? It lengthens our lower backs and it helps us stay stable. Imagine that you were smack up against the wall. Your top hand can go in front of you, and I like to keep it almost elbow to hip so that I can notice when I start rounding. So feel your leg on the block. Don't let the waist squeeze, but lift your foot. And then tap it so your big toe taps first. Yep. And squeeze up and tap down. Good. This is 3. I want you to go slow enough to feel that contraction at the top, and also to notice if you've gone out of hip and into waist, right? Because I can lift my leg higher, but then I'm going to really involve the obliques, the side body. Good. You got it. Squeeze up, down, tap the big toe. Remember, and up. Good. Last one, I want you to hold. So hold it up, squeeze in through the belly. Don't let your hips roll forward or back. Don't let your toes roll up toward the ceiling, and feel the work here. Now draw that top leg back while tucking your pelvis, right? So I'm keeping my pelvis as neutral as possible. Now I'm engaging those back butt muscles, right? Those back glute muscles. Breathe. Take it back to neutral. Take it up a little higher if you can. Don't drop into your waist. Turn the toes up. Now we're in glute max, and reach the leg up as high as you can for you so that the sole of your foot is back up to the ceiling. Good. Lower all the way down. Bring your knee to your chest. While we're on this side, I want you to take your foot, your shin, anything you can, and just reach the thigh back. Now, here's the difference here. Instead of just reaching back as far as you can, I want you to tuck first, then draw the leg back. So keep a strong tuck of the pelvis. The knee's not going to go back as far. If you can't reach your foot easily, don't worry about it. You can just bring the leg back without holding. I should have grabbed a strap there, but I didn't. Good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You can let go. Woo, hamstring, and release. Good. Other side. Now you can just turn over if you want. I gotta do my thing so that I can see what's happening. So lay on your other side. Make sure your foot meets your block, and then find yourself right on your side. The belly tucks in, your foot flexes, your big toe touches your block, and then lift and slowly lower. Good. Lift up. Notice one side to the other, right? Notice if you tend to roll forward or roll back. Again, I like my elbow kind of hanging out with my front hip bone just to give me the feedback that I'm looking for. As we squeeze up, tap the toe. Squeeze up. Yep. Squeeze up. And up. Good. 2 more right here. And down. Last one. Hold. Just breathe. Now squeeze in through the pelvis, right? Really tuck in as if we were laying on the floor and trying to flatten our back. Again, bring the legs straight back if you can, but keep the strong tuck of the pelvis. Breathe. Good. Bring it back to neutral. Turn your toes up. Straighten the leg all the way up. This should be easy for most. Finding that breath. And then lower down, turn the toes back, bend your knee, reach behind. Maybe you can grab your foot, maybe not. Now, again, habit-wise, right? I just roll that leg back and there goes the low back. So this time I'm tucking. Think about when we do that low lunge, right? 90-90, and we tuck the pelvis and we can access the front thigh muscle and the psoas so much easier. Good. One more breath here. Release, bring that knee toward your chest, squeeze, and let it go. And then come all the way up to your seat. Shake it out. All right, nice, easy seat for starters. Whatever way works best for you. Roll your shoulders. Good, inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm over. Oh, yeah, inhale, straight up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale it up. Exhale, let go. Good, one more, inhale. Exhale, hold here, breathe, tuck in through that outer waist. For you all, that'll be your right side waist, right? Squeeze it in and feel the muscles work, maybe low belly tone, right? Find your breath. Good. Lean over your left leg. Remember, I'm mirroring here. And then take the arm up and diagonally set it back until you're in a twist. Take your left hand to your right knee. Open up your shoulders and breathe. I want you to feel your waist working. I want you to feel the muscles of your, it's really the oblique muscles working here to twist you to that side. All right, inhale, take both arms up, twist back to center, let your right hand come down. Stretch over to that side, soften that shoulder, squeeze the outer ribs in toward the middle. Big deep breath here, and then reach over your right knee. Inhale it up, take it back at a diagonal, find your twist, let your right hand come to your left knee, and then feel the waist, feel the belly muscles working here. You got it. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms. We're almost done with the side body. I want you to twist slowly. I'm just going to move away from the wall here. Twist slowly to your left. And then imagine that you've got resistance moving that waist through center. Resist. Don't go fast. Go slow. Good. Relax your head, neck. Squeeze in through the center. Twist. Squeeze like all the way through. Good. Squeeze. We got one more both sides. Squeeze through center. And last side. Squeeze through center. And bring it to center and release it. Shake it out. Nice job. All right. So new move here. Saw this the other day and I got super excited. So we're going to take our legs out, not super wide. I'm going to see if I can get this to show. So not super wide, right? Because a lot of us can go wider, but don't go super wide. And you have a block that's either going to be at the second setting or at the third setting. You're like, ooh, I'm intrigued. What are we going to do? Move the flesh out from the sit bones. Open up your chest. Your hands come down. Now, you can lean a little, and a lot of us will have to lean a little. You cannot, like, what, right? No giving up here. If you have it up high and it's too hard, you lower the block. If it's still too high, you get rid of the block and just imagine a block is there. All right, so I have my block over on this side for you. It's your right leg. Lean back, keep the chest open, lift up and over the block. And back over. Oh yeah, good. This is 2. Belly is toned. Everybody's doing the same thing. You don't have to go high. This is all quads and hip flexors. Yep, good. This is, I think, 5. Let's see if we got 5 more. 5, 4, 3, yep, and 2, and 1, and release. Sit up really tall. Over to the other side. Isn't that cool? I know. It's like, what? So simple, so effective. I love simple, effective. That should be my new name, simple, effective. All right, hands back just enough to support you, right? So just watch. We don't want to sink into our low back. So if you have to lean back a little bit more to make that happen, you just do that. All right, here we go. Other side. We got 10 of these babies. So there's one and two and three. Some of you can let those hands go. And four, right? No way. Five and six and seven. Woo! Push down through your other leg. And nine. Woo! Last one. And 10. Wow. And sit up really tall, everybody. Let's set that. We'll do just one round of those today and we'll see how those legs handle that. All right, good for now. Let's come on up to table pose. Da, da, da. You're feeling good, feeling good. Table pose, everybody. A few small cats and cows. See if you can keep the cats and cows to your mid back and below. So I'm going to ask you to take the rounding out of your upper back and not go fully into cow or into cat. Good. Couple more. And feel the movements we've been doing on the floor. Now you're feeling them here, right? Come to neutral, squeeze the belly in, plant your hands, flip your toes under. If you missed Wednesday's class, you're going to get a review. This is good work. Pretend you're going to block between your thighs. So squeeze those legs back to center, lift your knees and hold. Now, big squeeze of the lower belly to lengthen your spine. I want you to keep that deep knee bend if you can and bring your chest toward your thighs. So it's like downward facing dog for the upper body and kind of like a squat for the lower belly or for the lower legs. If this is super hard, first thing I want you to do is take the legs wider. You're going to feel your legs working and then super slow, straighten the legs. Downward facing dog. Squeeze that basket of goodies between the elbows. Soften through your shoulders, press through your fingers, and then tippy toes. Already squeeze your belly, already. Slowly start to hover over wrists. Watch those wrists, everybody. Slowly start to lower the knees until you feel neutral. Don't let the head hang. Don't let the low back sway. And then lower your knees and undo your toes. Yep, just breathe. Maybe lift one hand and then the other. Take the pressure off. Maybe go to little fists for a moment. Good, come on back. Now, press your right leg back. Tone the belly in, lift your right leg. Find your breath. Move the shoulders away from your ears. Take the left arm out. Basic balancing table, nothing new. This time I want you to take the left arm back and behind, palm face up. Open up the left shoulder, but stay neutral. And then pulse both your foot and your hand for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release, release. Oh, shake out the wrists. I know they get chatty. Woo. Right, so we think of all of the things that we're doing, all of them super simple, all of them strengthening almost, right, from feet to shoulders. So I'm super excited. All right, come on back down. Spread the fingers, press into those finger pads, press the left leg back, squeeze the belly in, lift the leg, readjust your hips. Right arm goes out. Balancing table, you're looking down at your mat. If this is challenging enough, stay here. If it's too challenging, one hand down, right? Or both hands down, really. Otherwise, take your right arm back, palm face up. The palm is up, the leg is up, pulse for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whew, 8, 9, 10, and release. Take the knee down, flip your toes under, lift your knees, whew, squeeze your belly in, slowly press chest to thighs, slowly straighten the legs, breathe, tippy toes, squeeze the belly, lower the knees, go slow, find that table pose with knees off the floor, lower the knees, reach back, shake out your wrists. Getting warmed up. We're going to do one more of those. All right, so we're going to do one more. First balancing table. I know, sorry about the wrist work here, everybody. Tone the belly in, lift the leg. Level it out. Now imagine, right, that leg lifts from the inner thigh, so that the toes point down. Reach your left arm forward, squeeze your belly, reach the left arm back. Give me 10 pulses if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reach that same arm back out. Little more balance. Lower it down. Release your leg. Go to the other side. We're going right to it. Squeeze in, reach out, bring the arm back, pulse for 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, hold, reach the right arm back forward, lower down, lower your knee, lift your knees off the floor, balance or table pose without the knees. Bring your chest toward your thighs. Straighten the legs. Whew. Well done, everybody. And lower your knees. And either sit back or child's pose. Now we can shake those babies. Shake, shake, shake. Whew. Nice curls here, right? Always, always. I mean, think about it, right? Our way back ancestors were used to walking on their hands. We're not. So it does take some work. It takes some pressure to get all of this strengthened again. All right, so let's just stay down low for now. Bring your right leg forward and come into a nice low lunge. You can use your blocks here. We're going to start easy, nice low lunge. If you go deep, right? Deep meaning that you're drawing those hips forward. I want you to have a lot of activity in that back glute and in the lower belly. So the hips are nice and even. And just feel that sweet little stretch. Release your hands from your blocks and just hold. Engage your core. Press back with your front foot. Take the arms up. Tuck your pelvis so that the front of the pelvis gets taller, right? From low to high, and feel that stretch, really nice stretch in your quad. Breathe, good. Keep the arms up if you can, more balance work. I want you to bend and straighten. See if you can go straighter. Bend and straighten, woo, and bend. And straighten, one more, bend it, and straighten, tuck one more time, and release. Simple switch, no big deal. Take your left foot forward, your right foot back, make sure the legs are wide enough that you've got a nice length or width through those legs, hip width apart. Start in a nice easy lunge. Remember, if you're going deeper, you're engaging more. Just release the hands. See if you can hold that. Yep, take it up. Breathe. Press off the back leg a little bit. Nice tuck. Nice tuck of the pelvis. Stretching out the legs. And then here we go again. By the way, if that last one was tricky, hands can stay on block here, on the block. Good, so bend in, straighten as much as you can. And bend, and straighten, yep. 3 more, bend, keep the chest tall. And 2 more. Last one, and straighten. And then release, hands come to your block. Set that knee back. Set your blocks out of the way. Come on down to your elbows. Now, when I do elbows, right, I move the pinky fingers out of the way so that the base of those pinkies makes a straight line instead of one pinky taking all the weight. So I hope that made sense for you. Just move that bottom pinky out of the way. Press through both arms and lift up, downward facing dog or really dolphin pose. But stay long, don't go deep, just stay long. Now imagine that you're going to squeeze just a little bit, a block between the elbows, right? And notice the weight here. Now tuck the pelvis a little bit, soften and lift. And then walk the feet out until you're in an elbow plank. Now I'm gazing at my thumbs. Woo! Core work, everybody. I warned you in the beginning. If you're still with me, remember, you're choosing to have this much fun. Breathe, breathe. 5, 4, push into your elbows. 3, 2, 1, lower knees. Lower belly, little bit of a Sphinx pose here. You can separate the hands if you need to. You can keep them together. And just notice, right? Maybe you play while you're here, right? Maybe you bend one knee and then the other. That's it. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. And then we're going to do a few little sun salutes, I think, to make sure we're fully warmed up. So from here, we're just going to kind of reverse. So you're pressing in. I want you to suck that belly in, right? Squeeze it in, push into your knees. From your knees, lift and find plank on elbows. Breathe. Fire up the legs. Press into the wrist, press into the pinky side of your hands. Squeeze an imaginary block. When you're ready, start to lift the hips, walk the feet in, find a soft dolphin pose. Use your breath, keep your shoulders moving away from the floor. Breathe. Good, and then lower your knees, push into your hands. Holy moly. From here, down dog. I know. Shake it out, everybody. And then walk your hands back on purpose. Nice weight bearing. Bend your knees, squeeze the low belly, and come on up to standing. Oh, and shake it out. Holy moly. Good. Grab one, actually grab both of your blocks if you have them. Take one between your thighs, just to create muscle memory. We did this on the floor. You won't see this block when I put it over my head, but you know where it is, right? Oh, it's disappeared. All right, so block between your hands, block between your thighs. Squeeze in, legs are neutral. Watch the backs of the knees, and then take the block overhead. I'm going wide because I want my shoulders to be wider. Good, breathe. Now, what are we doing, right? There's a tuck of the belly. The tailbone lengthens, the head is neutral. Think about what we did on the floor. Squeeze in this block the whole time. Take the block down to your belly and reach it back up. Good, take it down and up. Notice, right? Notice the work. Down. Take it up. Don't lift the chin when the block goes up. Squeeze your bottom block and up. We're doing one more here. Take it down. Reach it up, hold. Slight press of the upper block, not too much. Big squeeze of the bottom block. Mountain pose, whether we're on the floor or whether we're standing. And release. Good job, everybody. Shake it out. All right, so we're setting our blocks. You can bring them to the front of your mat. We're going to do a couple of sun salutations. So maybe you have what you need for that. And then come right to the front of your mat and shake it out. Just close the eyes for a second and imagine you're squeezing the block. Shoulders are back to the side body. The low belly is toned in. The tailbone is long. And just breathe. Good. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come on down, forward fold. You can have blocks for that, by the way, especially if your hamstrings are tight. Find your breath here. Soften both legs and step back, right leg. Good. Hold a high lunge if you can. If not, lower your knee to the floor. Take both hands to your left knee. Press up and lift up. Breathe. Find your pose. Squeeze those inner thighs toward each other as if you were squeezing a block. Use your breath. And then as slow as you can, I want you to bring your elbows to your side waist. Lean forward, core work, everybody. Hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Shake it out. Plank pose. Breathe. Some of you are going to stay right here, right? You know who you are. Everybody else, maybe lower the knees. Squeeze the inner elbows, slowly come down, chaturanga. Release little baby cobra. Press up, down dog. Going slow on purpose. Looking forward, stepping forward, right leg. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Release your hands. Take them all the way up. And breathe. You got this. And then elbows to side body, down to the floor. Push off your back leg. Step forward, bend your knees. Inhale, take it all the way up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down you go. Soften, step back, left leg. Remember, knee up or knee down. Squeeze the inner thighs together like you're squeezing a block. Don't go to your knee if you can help it. Just lift your hands off the floor. And then squeeze it all up to the middle. And lift. Find your breath. Take your hands to your heart. We're only doing 2 rounds here. Twist to your right. Maybe the elbow goes down to your knee, maybe not. Press through your back leg, squeeze the low belly in a little bit. Squeeze the inner thighs toward each other. Release if you can in one simple move, right back up again. Exhale, slow move to the floor. Step back down dog. Who knew, right? Breathe. Plank pose. Squeeze the elbows. Knees up or knees down. Chaturanga. Release to a low cobra. Easy, easy. Exhale, down dog. Oh, yeah. Big deep breath. When you're ready, look through your hands and step forward, right leg. Step forward, left leg. Bend your knees. Inhale, take it up. Let's do the other side. Exhale. Find your breath. For some of you, this is fast still, so take your time. Get there when you get there. Soften the knees and step back, right leg. I know I've got a little backwards here, but stay with me. Tone the belly in. Release those hands, reach up. Woo. Find your breath. Hands to heart. I needed to be on this side. Left or right elbow to left knee. Use your breath. Oh, yeah. Good. I want you to bring those arms up slow all the way. Yeah. See how strong you're getting. And then slow, elbows toward waist, hands to the floor, step back, down dog. Last one. Plank pose. Find your breath. Chaturanga. Release to a little baby cobra. Press up to down dog. Ooh. Step forward, left leg. And right. Oh. Bend your knees, hands to knees. Come on up. Doesn't take much to get warmed up these days. Right? It's just amazing. Good. Shake it out, everybody. All right, a little bit of balance work, and then we're going to come back to the floor to do the back side, right? We've done a little bit without even knowing it, but focus more on the back side on the way down. So stand in a good solid mountain pose and know that you could have a wall nearby. Hands come to hips. So, right, when you're playing with balance, one of the great ways to do balance, in fact, let's change this up just for a second. Come to the back of your mat and heel toe your way to the front of your mat. What does that mean? You're going to take your heel to your toe and walk like you're walking on a tightrope. Get all the way to the front of your mat. If you're okay, go back. Breathe. Good. Let's do one more set. Ooh, this is weirdly hard. Like, why? And where do you look, right? So I was looking more down. Now I'm looking more out. And it's much easier to look out than it is to look down. Good. And then just walk your way to the middle of your mat. All right. So I was doing that with my dear friend, Betty. And then that spurred this. So you're in a mountain pose, right? Everything is engaged. Hands can be on your hips, but if you feel a little off balance, take them out wherever you need to. I want you to lift your right leg. This is my left, your right. Lift it up and then tap the front of your left or your left toes. Lift up, tap. Doesn't have to be high. 3, we're doing 5. 4 and 5. Nice. See? Piece of cake. Let's go to the other side. Spread the toes. Hold the belly in. Here we go for 5 on the other side. Lift and tap. Find your focus point. 2, 3, woo, 4, yeah, and 5. Nice job, everybody. Set that down. I'm judging by the room that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. All right, you're back. Shift back into your left leg. Listen up. You're going to bring it up. You're going to tap. You're going to bring it up and lower straight. Good. Up, tap, up, straight down. 3, tap, up and down. Last or 2 more. Up, straight. Last one. Up, tap, up and down. Shake it out. All right, other side. Squeeze it all in. Find your breath. Here we go. Find your focus point, everyone. Lift up, tap your front toes, lift up. You don't have to touch, but you can touch on the way down. Breathe, up, up. Yep. 2 more. Woo, yeah, feel that leg working. And last one. I think we did that one a little bit quicker. Maybe not quite as clean as the other one. Good, shake it out. All right, last set here. We're gonna add one more thing. We're only gonna do sets of 3. So we're gonna tap, we're gonna go, actually instead of tapping, we're gonna go over, up, down, up, over, okay? So just changing the angle of the hips, and it's really the standing leg that's getting the most work. Let's even go a little slower, just a little bit. Find mountain pose, hands to hips. Here we go, lift, go across, lift, and down. Try not to touch. Crossed. Last one, across and down. Good, easy peasy. Good balance work, everybody. Here we go, shift into the other leg, lift, across, lift, and straight. Up, down, up. Last one, up and down, and shake it out. You can definitely tell which leg is less strong. All right, so let's come on back to the front of our mats. We'll keep that a little easier. Inhale, take it up. Exhale all the way down. Pause here, take the feet wide, just come into a nice forward fold. Your blocks are there if you would rather have your hands on your blocks. Feel free. Now notice that your legs may be straight, but they're not locked, or even locked out is interesting. It's more popped out, right? Popped out of the backs of your knees. Try to keep that from happening. And just breathe. Good, then soften the knees and step back to downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the floor. And breathe. How are we doing? Okay, good. All right, you're gonna grab one block. So again, on Wednesday, if you were not here, we're gonna do something that we did last Wednesday, which was some chaturanga work. Excuse me, but we're gonna change it up a little bit. So you have your block and it's up on high. And it's at the center of your mat, so that if you were to do a chaturanga, right, you're gonna tap your block and lift. So just make sure that you are drawn in through the lower belly. You know me, I like to cross my ankles. Some of you, it'll feel much better if the legs are straight. So you decide for you, but draw in through the belly, try not to lift your butt, and let's just tap down for 5. So 1, make sure the elbows aren't splaying and don't drop the head. 3, 4, and 5, right? Okay, piece of cake. Here's your option. We're gonna either do that again, or every other, we're gonna lift the knees off the floor for a full plank tap down to the block. You decide. You might do one of those and go, no way, no how, right? And that's okay. So what it's gonna look like, just so you know, it's gonna be here and then here, okay? So it's a little tiny distance. As we work on our strength of our upper body, we're gonna try to do 10 total, which means 5 and 5. So you decide, just don't let this happen, like, blah, right? Don't let the hips drop if you can help it. All right, darlings, here we go. So tap down, optional, lift the knees. Drop the knees, lift the knees. Drop, lift, that's 4. 5, lift. We got 2 more, I think. Oh, and let go. Those are fun. Just say it. Those are fun. All right, set your blocks aside. We are done with those. Move them out of the way. If you have a blanket, go ahead and put it in front of your mat. So, right, we said front body, back body. Here's back body. And we've been doing both all along, just sneakier. So if you have a blanket, you're gonna put your blanket in front of your yoga mat and you're gonna come into Sphinx pose with your elbows and hands on your blanket, okay? Now, low back folks, legs are wide and everybody tucks in, right? So that should help a lot. The second thing that's gonna help a lot is you just don't go so far. You don't go so deep. So hopefully you can slide your blanket. If you can't, do your best here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight out until we almost face plant. And then we're gonna squeeze back. Good, out. Squeeze back. I want you to be thinking in your back, right? So I want you to feel what's happening. Keep the elbows toned towards each other. Thank you, girls. So as you spread out, don't let the elbows just go out to the sides. Good, 2 more. I want you to press down and squeeze up. If you don't have a blanket or something slippy, then maybe you just go flat and then you walk your elbows back, okay? 1 more. Squeeze back, hold. All right, if that was easy, we're taking it up a notch. If it was not, you stay right here. So this time, your hands are gonna do the work instead of your elbows. So I want you to move from your hands, press out. Push back, now it's a cobra pose, right? Squeeze out, push down through your pubic bone, lift up. Don't do the elbow thing and keep them in. Down we go. Squeeze up. 2 more. Down. Squeeze up. Now I want you to go slower down. Slow. Last one. Squeeze up. See if you can hold. Breathe. Think back body. Bring the elbows in. Hands maybe wider. And let go. Good. Just relax your upper body. Bend your knees. Shake side to side. Good, you're done with your blanket. So if you did any weird folding of your mat, bring it back to neutral. And if you want, if you have your blanket, it's a lovely blanket. You can just have your hands on your blanket, okay? Or well, let's start with our foreheads down. So however you need to do that. Press into your pubic bone. Lift one leg. Straight leg, straight leg. Don't lift so high, straight leg. Think about lifting from your inner thigh, as if you could roll that thigh in from the inner thigh up. Hold and let go. Good, other side. Straightish, as straight as you can leg. Breathe. And lower. All right, now put your hands in front of you if they're on your blanket. That's awesome. Lift your right leg. Lift your left arm. Hold. If you feel your low back here, lower until you don't feel it. Breathe. And lower everything. Switch sides, left leg, right arm. Big deep breath. You got this, everybody. Think of the back body and lower. Good. Let the hands come back beside you. Press into your hands. They're down at your hips. Your hands are down at your sides. Press into your hands and lift your chest. Right? Upper back. Watch the head, right? Tendency is to overlift the head. It should feel comfortable. Breathe. Hold. press into the pubic bone and lower. Whew. Good, hang in there with me. Press into your pubic bone, lift your upper body. Turn the palms face up, lift the palms. Breathe. Think upper body. Think back body, right? And lower. Whew. Good, find your breath. Take the arms to cactus position. If you can, I want you to press up into your upper body. It's almost like a weird sphinx or a weird, kind of weird sphinx. Good, lengthen through the back of your neck, press into your pubic bone, tuck your belly, lift the arms. Breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower, just bend your knees, windshield wiper. We're almost done. Lower the legs, re-engage, press through the pubic bone, the low belly tucks in. Yep, you got this. All right, hands come back behind, palms are face up, shoulders move away from the floor. We lift up like we did before. We lift the legs along with it if you want. I want you to pulse the hands only for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold, lift, and lower. Woo. Nice job, everybody. Windshield wiper. Good, last one here. Did I say that before? Okay. I thought I might have, but we got one last one. You pick, okay? So tuck in, hands back, forehead down. I want you to lift shoulders, lift head, neck, chest. Lift legs optionally. Breathe. I want you to take your hands from back to forward, right to back. Let's do just 3. Forward and back. Last one, forward and back. Woo! And let go. Oh yeah, bend your knees. Good, roll over to one side and stay. Stay there, cushion your head, your neck. You can use your pillow here. Breathe. Good, your knees are bent. I want you to just take your top leg up, lift it up, lift it straight up to the ceiling. Whew. And breathe. You can hang on to that toe if it'll reach, or hang on to your shin if it'll reach. Totally up to you. Good, release that leg if you have it. Take that top hand, push it on the floor. And as slow as you can, slow. I want you to let it come down to the floor. Slow, slow, slow. Release, straighten your bottom leg. Good, 1, you're here. 2, that top leg is bent because it doesn't feel very good. 3, you're gonna open up your chest and move into just a twist. So go gentle here. My right shoulder or my opposite side shoulder is not on the floor, so I'm not gonna take the arm out. I'm just gonna leave it tucked in. Breathe. Some of you can hold your toe, some of you will find that reach. Good. Come out the way you came in. So you're going to release the twist first. You're going to see if you can squeeze the belly, lift that leg back off the floor. How to get that heavy. And then release the knee down to the other knee. Good. And then turn yourself around any way that makes sense. Your knees are bent, belly is toned. You're going to lift your top knee up You're gonna lift it away from the floor. You're gonna straighten that leg. Maybe your fingers reach, maybe not. If your fingers don't reach your foot, that should not make you feel anything but marveled, right? Because we're all built differently. And it doesn't mean anything because I could grab my shin just as easily. Good, big deep breath. Release your hand from wherever it is. Squeeze the heck out of your belly. Slowly, slowly, slowly let that leg come to the floor, toe down first. Oh, straighten your bottom leg. Just feel that nice, hopefully nice stretch. And then open it to a twist if you want. Maybe you got your toe in view, maybe not. Find your breath. Good, let go of your leg if you have it. See if you can come out the way you came in, take the twist out. See if you can lift the leg, heavy old leg, and bend the knee, and then come on to your back. Now, just quickly, I want you to straighten, not like super fast, but straighten your left leg. Bring your right knee up, feel your hips. Notice if it is any easier to bring the knee toward chest without rounding into your lower back. Just see. It's not going to go all the way up. I don't know if that's possible, but just feel that. And then switch sides. Feel different? I hope so. And release it. Take those legs out. If you need to do a little round of the low back because it just feels really nice and juicy, go ahead and do that. And then straighten the legs and let's finally come into Shavasana. Open up the shoulders, the palms are down at your sides. Your legs are so relaxed. They could just melt into the floor. You find your breath. And you let it all go. You let it all soften down to the floor. Just feel your whole body sink down to your mat. Feel the jaw slacken. Take a moment to feel that all is all right in your world in this very moment, just this moment. See if you can get just a little bit softer. Just melt down a little bit more. Those of you who are ready, start to waken up a little bit. Shake out your feet, your fingers. Start to move your body in a way that feels good to you. Slowly draw your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. And allow the knees to roll to one side or the other. And as you're ready, slowly curl up to your seated pose. Go nice and slow. Feel your body. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow to that inner goodness, to the way of love. Namaste.
Namaste.